Hello, welcome to my presentation, Culturally Responsible Library. My name is Selene Brahmer and I live in California. I am studying early childhood education and am currently volunteering in a Head Start program with children 3 to 5 years old. These are my topics for the presentation: race, gender, main character who are lesbian, gay, or bisexual, family structures other than mother, father, and two children, character with disability, books set in urban and suburban areas, languages other than English. The first slide is about gender. As you can see in this graph, there is a balance between male and female representation. However, there are no books on non binary, non gender specific characters. We have 15 students, 10 male and 5 female. These are the books that I chose to enhance the library. Um, Jack, not Jackie. This book tells a story of two sisters, Susan and Jackie, who goes by Jack. Susan is confused that Jack prefers to play superhero and not wear dresses. However, with the help of loving parents, Susan accepted and loved Jack just the way they are. Although the library had a solid representation of females, I am troubled by how Latina women are represented. The books show Latina as nurturing mothers, caring for children, cooking and cleaning and working on farms. Um, yes, I am Latina, um, raised by a Latina mother and have sisters. And we are all that, but we are so much more. And I didn't see um, myself or my mother represented on those books. So, to complement the library, I chose this book. I am Sonia Sotomayor. She is a Supreme Court justice and she's Latina. And she also wrote many books for children about her journey and so they are all wonderful books. And I chose Dr. Ellen Ochoa was the first woman to go into space. And also, she has a series of books on STEM for children that shows scientists, engineering, always Latina representation. Race. Um, the books had a great number of books in all different races, so that the library had a great um, amount of portraying Asians, Middle Eastern, Black African American, Latinos, and 14, 13 out of the 15 students are Latinos in a classroom. Um, so the library had no books with main character who is gay, lesbian, or bisexual. There are no LGBTQ families in the classroom. But here are the books that I chose. Uncle Bobby's Wedding. I chose this book because it's a great story about a little girl. She's concerned that her uncle is getting married, and she's concerned that she's going to lose the bond with her uncle. And it's a beautiful story, and it doesn't focus on the fact that it's a same-sex marriage. It's portrayed in a very it's just a simple part of the story. Bathe the Cat is the same thing. It's just two dads with the children try to clean up the house before grandma arrives, and the mess that is to try to bathe a cat. And A Mother's House is also a great book. Tells the family that two moms, and what I like about this book is like it involves the community and how accepting the community, loving and accepting the community is. Books set in urban and suburban area. There was the majority of the books that portrayed Latinos were set on rural areas in a farm. So there was a lack of urban and suburban areas. The children in my school that I am volunteer, it's set in a suburban and urban area. So Sonia Sotomayor, she grew up in the Bronx. So it shows her taking the subway and the buildings. So it's a very urban story. Gloriana Presente is the same thing. And so is Abuela. They're all in urban areas. The two areas, language other than English and characters with disability, were very well represented in the library. There are many books in Spanish. The majority of the children do speak Spanish, so it was a great mirror for the children. And the character with disability was a great window because they portrayed children. Besides these books, there were many books that portrayed children with disability just doing things like their peers, non-disabled peer. The mirror. When comparing the books to my class demographic, I found the Latino representation, the books in language other than English, is a good mirror for the students. Our classroom need to be places where all the children from all the cultures that make up the solid bowl of American society can find the mirrors. I'm pleased to report that all children were represented in the library. 13 of the 15 students are Latino and speak Spanish, and they were reflected in 13 books. The library also maintained a good balance of male and female representation. My only concern was the books that had female main characters lacked Latina women other than nurturing mothers or farmers. The smaller number of books set in urban and suburban area and books with diversity in family structure are a not so good mirror. The library served well as a window on character with a disability. Most of the books featured children with disability did not focus on their disability. Instead, the character was shown participating in everyday activities alongside their peers without disability. The majority of the children speak Spanish, and there were several books in Spanish. So, in language other than English, the library is a good mirror for the students. However, the lack of books with main character who are lesbian, gay, or bisexual, and books on family structure other than father, mother, and two children is a not so good mirror. Thank you for viewing my um, presentation.